Okay.
Welcome. Lacey, Robb, and Melody Sykes are here, and they take the place of our second or third guest. So just keep
the
watching
audience
this
guessing.
show.
Just don't go away because you never know what's going to happen. My goodness.
We're going to be talking about the Cline Emergency Center. Is that right?
That is correct.
And a lot of things you guys do. Let's just jump right into it. And who is this pointed after? Who are we trying to save in the emergency center?
We're trying to save everybody. No.
Everybody, Dan. That's.
And Lacey's our trauma coordinator, and I'm the department secretary.
Should we turn it over to Lacey?
And no, she's fine. She's good. She knows her part. She'll jump in.
She'll jump in when it comes to her part.
Okay, all right.
And with it being back to school time, there are a lot of things that parents might not think about and kids might not think about. And so we kind of wanted to touch on just a few of those things.
Okay, you've got a list here, and I'm just going to go down the list for safety issues. Backpack safety. Now, why should we be concerned about backpack safety?
Because we don't want a whole generation of people walking like this.
Okay. And
It's the one strap backpacks that cause the problem. You want to make sure they have two sturdy straps, because if they do one, it can cause increased curvature of their spine. So, and we all know how we've done that.
And from other kids pulling.
You wouldn't
that kind of thing.
believe how much those things can
Some
weigh.
people weigh 40 pounds.
When they
Seriously.
cram all their books in there and all that kind of stuff.
They
yeah.
do. It's important to make sure that the back of the backpack is padded, the shoulders are padded really well, and that you use both straps because you can really hurt yourself.
Now, what about traveling? Bus safety and car safety, bike safety?
Crossing the street safety.
Yes.
Right,
all
school
of the
bus
above.
safety, right. School bus safety, you want to make sure that you watch the bus, make sure they stop before you approach the bus. You always want to keep an eye on the school bus driver, make sure that the school bus driver can see you. You don't want to be up running around the bus. When you're outside of the bus, you want to make sure that the school bus driver motions you to walk across. Look for traffic, make sure you're looking both ways before you cross the street, once you get off a bus.
Well, before you get off the bus, don't have more people in the seat than the seat can hold. If there's seat belts, you need to be in your seat belt. I'm not sure if our school system here has seat belts or not. I haven't been on a school bus in a very long time. But
What about safety issues for people walking to school? What's that encompass?
Pedestrians, you want to make sure you watch out for them. And the younger children aren't great with their safety yet. They're still learning. So we want to make sure that we really watch the crosswalks, watch for kids. I know at the kindergarten there was more than 300 students this year at the kindergarten. So there's a lot of kids out. I've seen lots of parents walking their children. So just make sure that you keep an eye out for them while they're trying to walk to school or walk home from school.
show them the safest path to take. Sometimes the most direct path may not be the safest path, so we want to make sure that they have enough time to get there so they don't have to run across the street and not be safe.
Now, when I went to high school, the biggest thing was to drive your own car.
Yes,
And then the safety tips for those teenage drivers that don't have a lot of experience under their belt.
that is true, and there's a statistic here that I want to look at before I say that, because we did actually look at that. It says that statistics show that teen drivers are 4 times more likely to be involved in a fatal crash than more experienced drivers. In fact, motor vehicle crashes continue to be the leading cause of death for 16 to 20-year-olds. That's pretty scary, because how many 16 to 20-year-olds do we see out every day during school year that are out there driving, and even not during the school year, but they're just out there driving. Seat belts always. Safety has to come first, and if you know, when my kids started driving, it was like, you get your first ticket, then you get your car taken away for a while, and we talk about it and do whatever.
And at that age, you're invincible anyway.
That's right, because you're Superman, and nothing's going to hurt you until you have that first incident. And usually, unfortunately for kids, that first incident that makes them realize they're not Superman is the one where somebody is really, really badly hurt or fatally hurt. So, just everything that they learned in driver's ed, you have to reiterate it to them over and over again.
And statistics show that the more children that are in a vehicle, the more at risk they are for having an accident.
There are also the cell phones, which and maybe not Lacey, as young as you are, but when I learned to drive, and Lord knows when Daniel learned to drive, and Melody's over here nodding, okay, so I'll throw you in that category too. We didn't, I mean, as adults, we're still just, hopefully not as bad as teenagers, but we answer the phone, I talk on the phone, I try not to text, that's I know that's terrible, but they've got the music so freaking loud that they can't hear anything around them. When a car pulls up behind you and your car starts shaking, because they've got that.
It was me. I'm sorry.
Was that you? So they can't hear. if someone honked at them or someone
Right.
yelled, they
Right. And texting is the big thing right now.
That is-
And you know,
Yeah.
you see them
Yeah.
putting their makeup on while they're trying to text and they're driving and
Yeah.
trying to eat. And
Yeah.
texting is a big thing right
yeah, or
now.
have the,
so.
it's up here. You can see it on top
Yeah.
of the steering wheel, and you're like, oh! When they come,
And multitasking is a wonderful thing, but that's not where we want our kids to be doing
Right.
it. And that's what we have to tell them and get across.
Go
Fire,
ahead.
fire safety? We're
Fire
gonna move on
safety?
to
There's
fire
a-
safety.
Okay.
Sure.
Let's move into fire
Bikes.
safety.
Oh, okay.
Bike
Fire
safety
safety.
first?
Well, I was just going to mention bike
Go ahead.
safety because I
Okay,
know
bike
there are
safety,
lots
yeah.
of kids riding bicycles. We had a bicycle rodeo back in May where we gave out free helmets. Helmets, we really promote wearing helmets. Anybody that's going to ride a bike, make sure that you wear one, make sure there's reflectors on the bikes, make sure that if
You
you're
know the signals, the
Right,
hand signals,
your
and know
hand
where to ride.
signals. So we just want to make sure that kids are wearing helmets if they're riding their bicycles.
Yeah, bicycles ride with traffic as
Right.
opposed
Yes.
to ride, but children should be encouraged to ride on the sidewalk if
Right.
there is a sidewalk
Right.
available.
Right.
Right. Their decision-making skills are not as
Yeah.
good
And
as
then
some
you have
of
to worry
these.
about people whipping out of driveways. When you're people think it's perfectly safe as long as you're riding on the sidewalk. No, it's not.
It's not.
Because people aren't looking on the sidewalk
No.
for someone flying down through there on a bicycle, and a car will just back right out of a driveway or just pull right into a driveway.
Right.
Fire safety is pretty standard stuff. You know, if you're cooking something in the kitchen, don't walk in off and leave it like I do.
We're
She
we're
does
terri-
this as
we're
well.
terri-
I know, I'm horrible.
Do you have to tell them you do it?
Grease fires.
Lacey and I were having a conversation earlier, and I said, you know, I'm probably safer outdoors cooking than I am indoors because I'm so manic about teaching the little girls with the Girl Scouts how to be safe outside cooking that
Right, right.
I'm real manic. You know, put your hair back, you stay out of this fire circle, you don't have anything hanging, dangling, whatever. But when I'm in the house, I don't think about those things. And so, you know, I was reading over these things, and, you know, I never stay in my kitchen when I'm cooking. I'm always cooking, so the next fire is going to be mine, I'm sure.
We hope not.
Don't have anything around your stove that can catch on fire. Make sure that your smoke alarms, which are on every floor of your house, work. Test them monthly.
Monthly, change the
It'd be
batteries
nice to have a
yearly.
kitchen tested fire extinguisher
Yes.
inside the
Know how to
everywhere.
use fire
Yeah, and know how to use it,
extinguishers.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't
right.
look good to buy one and just stick it under the sink
Right.
and then read the directions.
Well, we have a little
someday.
thing at the hospital that's called RACE, and we were talking about this before we came on the show, and Lacey said RACE. I said yes. Run around, act crazy and excited. And she goes, no, I don't think that's it.
That's not what it stands for.
It's for rescue, alarm, contain, and extinguish.
Fire.
And those are the steps that you take to get through a fire.
And the biggest thing with fire safety is you want to. I have 2 children myself, so we talk about fire safety plans, what we're going to do in case there's a fire. If you have an adult on one side of the house and the children are on the other, and you can't get to each other, you need to have a place that you meet up outside of the house. You need to be able to get out of the house, you know, from each room. You need to have an escape plan. So, and then somewhere to meet outside.
And
so.
stress to them, don't try to come to mama.
Right,
Just
right.
get outside
Just get out.
and mama will come to
Right.
you.
That's important
Yeah.
that you both know the right place to meet, because you know some of us, we don't communicate very well. So if
Right.
I'm meeting at the tree and you're meeting at the you know the fireplace down the street, that's what I can think.
And practice. Best thing you can do is practice those plans.
Of course, stop, drop, roll, and cool. Don't run, roll until it's extinguished, and then throw water on it if it's a person.
A lot of these tips are just basically common sense.
Right.
And it's good to go over them, teach your children those common sense steps, and maybe when they get older, they'll follow them.
Right. That's what we hope.
And if you have any questions at all, you can call Lacey
Okay.
at.
I'm the trauma coordinator in the emergency department, and my number is 508-1151. I'll be happy to answer any questions, take any concerns, anything.
Oh,
All right.
good.
Well, thanks for coming.
Thank
Well,
you.
thanks
Thank
for
you for
having
having
Anything
us.
new that you got, please let us know. We'll get you back on.
Well,
Will do.
we'd rather see you here than where we work.
That-
Oh, absolutely.
Please,
Yeah.
please
Yeah.
be
We do
safe.
not want
I
to
don't
see
want
you.
I don't want to be the
Yeah.
reciprocating person that's receiving a push
Yeah.
push
That's right.
blow situation.
That's right.
So,
No.
That's right.
thank you all very much for being here.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for
All
having
right.
us.
Up next, I guess we're going to go to Dianna Roller and Edna Fusco,
Okay.
and with the Potpourri Club, Baxter County Fair. Stay with us.
Okay.